coming up on Film World Community, we have our new format that is more like the podcast format we've been talking about for a while. And, well, oh yeah, I am ditching Celtics for another standalone script writing application that is amazing, and we'll get more into that. And then also, I answer your guys' comments. So, let's go ahead and get on into it. Hey guys, it's me, your host, Micah Pendleton, and let me get my CG up. Let's see that. Oh, there it is. Haha. And now I will take it down, and boom. So there it is. That's my first subject, actually, is our new format. So, you may be noticing a little bit more jittery camera and a little bit worse audio. Oh my gosh, how is this new and improved? Well, I'll tell you. I'm actually doing live to tape. And for anybody who's unfamiliar, that's basically where you do live production and you record it instead of streaming it or sending it out on a TV signal. So what am I using to do this? Well, I am using OBS and I am absolutely loving it. And before we go a little bit further, I just want to let you know, audio will improve, video will improve. I'm using an old kind of crappy-ish Logitech webcam right now. Eventually it will go to a better webcam, and eventually I would like to actually get a camera capture card for HDMI and everything, and that should improve. But let me go ahead and show you exactly what I've got going on right now with OBS. So let's go ahead and fade this over. And I will bring over OBS. So there you go. And of course I got the infinity screen thing going on right here. That's a lot of fun. But, so yeah, so what I've got going on here is I've got a couple different scenes, so I can select a different scene, and then I can, fade to that scene. Oh, here. I can fade to that scene, I'll fade back. So there you go, that's what you can see there. And then I can, turn on CGs on and off on this side, and then I can fade them over, and then fade them back off. It's actually pretty cool that it can do that in that manner. And then I've got different clips loaded up here, different videos that I can play, like the opening title we played just a second ago. Or I've got, our end credits here, and this will fill up a ton in the near future. I will actually be adding a lot of, individual clips and stingers, just try to make it as fun as possible, especially for when we get to the true live stream point, which will be happening eventually. When we get to live streaming and everything, it'll just be a whole lot of fun. Just watch it live. There's going to be a lot of stingers, a lot of fun. I'm really liking the way this is going, and OBS has just been fantastic. And the best part, I know it's because I've got a pretty beefy system here, but I'm only running at 2.8% of my CPU's capabilities, and that's proven by my little indicator right here. So it's absolutely fantastic. I've used OBS a reasonable amount in the past, but never this heavy. In fact, I think this is a semi-new ability to be able to add clips that play on their own with audio and everything. That is fantastic. I could even make packages and run them live for you guys. That would be fantastic, and I really look forward to being able to do that. So when I add, say, a CG here, of course, I can move it around and everything like that, but I don't need to do that. So it's really great system. I absolutely love OBS, and my day job, as some of you may know, is a TV director where we use what's called ROS Overdrive. It's a very expensive proprietary software, and if I can figure out some of this latency stuff, I seriously think OBS could basically run with ROS Overdrive. I know that's a big statement right there, and it might not work in the same way for a giant, for a studio production system, but you could get I think a stream that would look pretty good. So let me come back over here. Whoop, take down that CG, and like I mentioned, I can fade it right off right there. All right, so here we are back at full screen, and so yes, I am moving on to the next subject. I am ditching Celtics in favor of another screenwriting application. Why is that? Oh my gosh, why am I ditching Celtics? Celtics has kind of been declining for a little while. I think the biggest decline for Celtics happened when they decided to leave a standalone installable application. That's especially when I just started going, okay, Celtics, you're really kind of becoming unappealing to me. And I looked around for a while. I found Trelby, which I loved, and it worked great basically up until I think I think Ubuntu 14.04 was the last one I was able to truly run it on because the development hasn't been so great for Trelby recently. And I definitely haven't been able to get it to install on Fedora like at all. But Trelby was great, but it was only screenwriting, which something that was cool about Celtics Pro, I think is what they call it, it might have been Celtics Studio, was that it actually had the ability to do more than just script writing, be it location, scouting organization. You could just organize schedules and budgets and all kinds of stuff. It was a really great, complete pre-production system. Well, guess what? This is something that's so great about the Film World community, and I'm not talking about the show, I'm talking about like you guys, the community yourselves. It's absolutely fantastic. So I did my episode on the little tools that you can use on Linux for filmmaking, and for script writing, I mentioned Trelby, I mentioned Celtics, and I mentioned your regular like word processor, like LibreOffice or Office 365, whatever you want to use, or Google Docs, whatever. And a couple people in the community actually came up and said, hey, have you checked out Kit Scenarist, I think is how it's pronounced, or Scenarist. It's kind of a different name. But I was like, okay, no, I haven't even heard of this software. I looked it up, and sure enough, it's a standalone installable application on Linux, on Windows, on Mac, and they have an Android app and an iOS app. It's a complete... You can script write on it, you can do locations. Basically, it's like having Celtic Studio for free, and it's open source. It's absolutely incredible. So let's jump over and take a look at it. All right, I've got it pulled up right here, and this is my project, but I haven't even written anything. I've just, literally, I installed this a couple days ago, so I haven't really played with it. But, so as you can see here, we can go down to script, and we can start writing a script here. So let's do exterior, woods, and nighttime. Whip. Right, Micah. Okay, so we have our first scene, and then we're able to write things like a cold evening night. Our hero walks slowly in the tall, dry grass. There we go. And then we can come down, and I think it's maybe tab. Yep, tab. We can add a character. Say the name would be something like George. Come on, right. There we go. Okay, what the heck? There we go. A little fumbly right now. Okay, so George says, oh, darn, I'm on fire. Uh-oh. So, and then we can come back down. We're back down into action and all that kind of stuff. So it does all the formatting for you right there. It has this dark theme, which I'm on right now, but you can change the theme to something else. I mean, this whole software is absolutely fantastic. You can export it. You can... My mind is blown. Like, I am so happy I found this software. And let me tell you how amazing the developers are. I first tried to install the software off the .rpm that was on the website, and it didn't work. I tried installing it through the terminal, like I always do, because I like the terminal for this reason. I saw that it was using an older version of a dependency called Jasper. I'm not really familiar exactly what that is, but it's a dependency that Kit Scenarist needs. Scenarist, I'll just call it Scenarist. It needs an older version of Jasper. Well, I contacted the developers through Twitter, and I told them it won't open. I have this and that version of Jasper. I need X amount of Jasper. Okay? They said, hold on. Within a couple of days, they said, check out our website now. They updated, because I asked them, the software to work with the new version of Jasper. I mean, that's like customer service that you can't get with even proprietary software that you pay hundreds of dollars a year for. It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, these guys are making unbelievable open source software that is just incredible. I mean, look at this. would. So there's my cards for the script itself. Statistics, I can worry about, case reports and scene reports, plot structure, all this kind of stuff is right here on open source free software that is absolutely incredible. I cannot believe this. This software I highly recommend. I know I sound like some kind of a desperate salesman right now, but it's only because it's so incredible. This software is blowing my mind. I don't think I am ever going back to Celtics. And if this project stays around forever, I think I might stay on it forever. It is absolutely incredible. I highly recommend you guys check it out. We can, there we go, take it off the dark theme. I like it much better with the dark theme. I think you guys would too. But it is absolutely incredible. I know I'm going on to a rant, and I'm sorry, but that's just, oh my gosh, this software is absolutely incredible. There's not much else to say about Kit Scenarist. I need to figure out that name because it is a little bit different, but it is absolutely incredible. Highly recommend you guys check it out. I think I've now said incredible about 10 times. So, before we move on, a little drink of water, so you guys get to even see that kind of stuff now. All right, let's go ahead and move into some questions. The first question comes from YP Animations. He says, I am having a hard time with node-based compositing. Is there any programs on Linux that are formatted like Adobe After Effects? Well, that is a great question, and I've actually been very very interested in finding a layer-based compositor for Linux for quite some time now. Not because I like it better. In fact, I actually like node-based compositing better quite a bit, especially the way that Blender handles node-based compositing. It's fantastic. But a big reason is just because I would like to be able to say to people, you want a literal After Effects replacement? Check out X. Whereas if I were to say, if you want a After Effects replacement, check out Natron or check out Blender, it's a completely new style of compositing, even for people coming from hit film and stuff like that. And, Natron is more like Nuke, so I could easily say to somebody coming from Nuke, check out Natron. But somebody coming from After Effects, I'm like, hey, check out this software. They're like, this is totally different. I know. So it's like, I would like to find a node-based compositor. And some of you who are kind of Linux visual effects nerds may be pointing out Just Shaka. That's right, that's the name, Just Shaka. So let's check out its website right here. Just Shaka has been around for a while, but it's not the same Just Shaka it used to be. Just Shaka was a layer-based compositing system, much like After Effects, and it was open source and available right there on Linux. And it was very promising, but it never really got to a very robust point. It was very, very good, but not stellar. Not like Blender, not like Natron. It never got to that point. But as you can see now, Just Shaka is now a virtual reality tool. They actually have completely left the idea of it being a compositing tool, and now it's a 3D virtual reality tool. It's still open source and available on Windows, Mac, and Linux, which is awesome of them, but it's virtual reality, as you can see here. So it's no longer layer-based compositing, which is kind of sad. I would love to see a layer-based compositor come over to Linux. What I would really love to see is HitFilm come over to Linux, and they've already got the free software thing going. It's not open source, but it's free. I would love to see them, well, one, open source, and two, come to Linux. I mean, of course, I know that's a big, unrealistic dream, but something like that coming over to Linux so that I can say to people who love layer-based compositing, check out this software. And I would probably very much find myself using it as well, because my first software for compositing was on Windows. It was Composite Lab Pro by FX Home, which was a predecessor to HitFilm, and it was just great. I loved the idea of layer-based compositing, though I don't like it as much as node-based compositing, which is why I'm perfectly happy with Blender and Natron. But for any of you who are looking for layer-based compositing, there are ways that I guess you could trick it a little bit on Blender and things like that, but all in all, there's not too much you can do. There might be a project out there that I haven't heard of, just like, you know, Kit Scenarist, which I'm very happy I found out about, and it's actually quite amazing, and I am blown that I never heard about it. So if there is a layer-based compositing system that you guys know of, please let me know in the comments below. So that answers your question. Let's move on to the next one here. And it comes from FK Lingusta. Sorry if I'm butchering that. He says, any reason why you didn't use a stabilizer? He's referring to the footage I shot while I was at Talladega that I shared in the last episode of Filmworld Community. Okay, so the reason is very, very simple. I don't have one. I do have a shoulder rig, but I couldn't take that into the track and all that. It just would have been too heavy. I was there for fun. That trip to Talladega was just sheer fun, and I had my camera on me, and I loved taking pictures, and I loved shooting the video. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It was nothing to be taken super seriously. I just wanted to share my trip to Talladega Super Speedway. It was a lot of fun, and I think you guys found it fun as well, at least from what I got in the comments. But so yeah, I don't have a stabilizer. I am looking at maybe a glide cam type system. I'm very interested in something like that. I definitely don't think I'll be getting any kind of a motorized leveling system like the come on, the DJI. I'm so blank on them right now. I know the names, but I'm really quite blank right now. But so yeah, I'm really interested in getting some a good stabilizer or two. Sorry. I think I might go for something like a slider or something like that first. But yeah, so I just don't have a stabilizer, and I am very interested in getting one, but yeah, a dolly and stuff like that might have to come first for me. Just because that's kind of my style. The stabilizer would probably have to come a little bit later. All right, so that does it for the questions, and we've taken a look at Kit Scenarist, and we've talked about our new format system and everything. Oh, Jupiter Broadcasting is live. Awesome. But anyway, so it's really fantastic. The OBS, Kit Scenarist, the questions you guys asked are great. Now let's move on to our straw poll for the week. Yes, we are still doing those. So let's pull this up here. Probably should have pulled this up in the first place, but here we go. So I recently, actually, let me get it right here. The other night, I watched for the first time Spider-Man Homecoming. I know. How have I not seen Spider-Man Homecoming yet? I never got a chance to just because I'm so busy a lot of times to see it in theaters, which really saddened me, and I absolutely hated that fact that I couldn't see it, but I was able to see it on my projector, which made up for it a little bit. But overall, I thought the movie was great. What does this have to do with the straw poll you're asking right now? Let me tell you. Tom Hiddleston was a fantastic Peter Parker, but Andrew Garfield was also great, and so was Tobey Maguire. I can't really choose between Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire, but I think you guys probably have your opinions as well. So, for our straw poll, let's go ahead and do who is your, there I go again, favorite Spider-Man. Alright, so first option is going to be the original, and in my personal opinion, I think Tobey Maguire. I can't remember if it's Matt Guire or McGuire, so forgive me if I spell that wrong. And then we also have, let me see, Andrew Garfield. I think that's how he spells it. And then we have Tom Hiddleston. And if I misspelled a couple of those names, that's my bad. All right. So let's create that poll. There we go. It's creating. I think. Sometimes it's a little bit slow. So as it's creating, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more. Oh, there it goes. So my favorite is Tobey Maguire. So now let's go ahead and share this. And we'll share it on the Film World Twitter. Let's go ahead and... Where's my new tweet? Option. It must be on my homepage. So, definitely follow Film World on Twitter. It's at FilmWorldYT. This is the best place to stay up to date with all the latest Film World stuff. The Film World Instagram is also a lot of fun, and the Film World Facebook page. So, let's go ahead and share this. Who is your favorite Spider-Man? Yeah. Oops. Vote now. And then we will share that link and tweet. So there we go. Get your votes in now. All right. So that really wraps it up. There is our new episode and format for Film World Community. If there's anything you would like to change, this episode is a little bit strange because it's my first time doing it with OBS, so I'm going to try to improve some things for the next couple episodes and everything and try to smooth out the format. I'm going to definitely try to keep things a little bit more on point. I know this has been a lot of rambling this episode, but if there's anything you guys can think of that would improve this episode, if there's another type of view that you would like, because for instance, I'm calling this that computer view. If there's any other kind of views and stuff that you would like, for instance, maybe a studio shot from the rear, I don't know. But if you would like to see something like that, definitely let me know in the comments below. And eventually this show is going to be live, and I cannot wait for that day because it is going to be a whole lot of fun, especially once I start trying to integrate some packages and stingers and other things like that. And any tips and tricks to OBS, definitely let me know in the comments below, because I'm not new at this, but I am new to using it consistently. So definitely let me know in the comments below any tips that you might have. So, yeah, that really wraps up this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to prep our end credits here. I'm your host, Micah Pendleton. Remember to live your life one frame at a time, and I will catch you next time.